Okay, so bottom line for this question is we would like to know what are the resonance structures of the reactive intermediates in the reaction of 1,3-butadiene with bromine. That's kind of the bottom line crux of the question here. Don't worry too much about 1,2, 1,4. We'll see that, but it's more just what are the reactive intermediates and what are their resonance structures for the reaction of 1,3-butadiene with one equivalent of bromine. So this requires a couple things. You will need to know, potentially, you may or may not be given 1,3-butadiene. So you'll have to be prepared to actually be able to just draw 1,3-butadiene. So I see that it's 1,3-butadiene, and I know that but means 4 carbons. But is the prefix for 4 carbons. So I'm just going to draw 4 carbons right away. And it is 1,3-butadiene. So if I have these carbons numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, then my 1,3-butadiene would have a double bond there and a double bond there. Because it's a diene, there are 2 double bonds. So that's my compound right there that I'm starting with. Now, I'm going to react this with one equivalent of bromine, which is this diatomic molecule here. So what's going to happen is that these pi electrons right here, these pi electrons, are mobile. They're free to move around and act nucleophilically and attack things. So what's going to happen is that these electrons are going to attack this bromine molecule and kick out one of the bromines, make it a bromide. Not super important yet. But what's going to happen then is that product will be here. So we've got this pi bond still intact. But now we have to decide where are we going to put this bromine that we just attacked? Where are we going to put this bromine that we just attacked? Well, we know we're looking for reactive intermediates, and we know we're doing an addition reaction. So given those two things, you should recognize that you're going to be forming a carbocation. So these electrons just left this region. They have left the building. And now there's a void there. There's a void of positive charge because the electrons were negative. So now there's a void of positive charge. Question is, where does it go? Well, we want to put the positive charge in any addition reaction of any kind. We want to put the positive charge on the most stable location, So what that means is if I put a plus charge here, that's just a primary carbocation. If I put a plus charge here, that is a secondary carbocation. But not only is it secondary, if I put my plus charge here, it's also next to another pi bond, which you will recall means that it's allylic. It's allylic, and those can resonate. Allylic carbocations can resonate. So I'm going to put my bromine there. And now I've got this carbocation on this secondary allylic position. So we're going to Control C, Control V, this guy. And the next thing that we have to do is we've just identified what one of the reactive intermediates is. This is a reactive intermediate. Carbocations are intermediates in their reactions. So now we would like to draw the resonance structures of this reactive intermediate. So whether you maybe notice it or not, this first one that we drew, that is a resonance structure. That is one of the resonance structures. So you've already got that one down pat. Next, we just have to say, okay, what can this do? So we draw our little resonance arrow. And now we know, okay, I'm going to get rid of this plus charge here. None of the carbon-carbon bonds or carbon-bromine bonds are going to change. All that's going to move is lone pairs or pi bonds. We notice here we have a pi bond. So what we're going to do, this is allylic. These electrons right here are going to sense, they're going to feel, ooh, there's a positive charge over there. I'd like to go hang out with those guys. So they go over there. They move that way towards the positive charge. And so what that means is that in this compound over here, they are no longer there. Instead, they're now here. And that means that if we leave these electrons from this position right here, we pull them out of that position, this carbon right now only has 3 bonds to it with the implied hydrogens. So now our carbocation goes there. So these are the 2 reactive intermediates that account for the products. And the reason that they're 1, 2, or 1, 4, if you number your carbons 1, 2, 3, 4, you can see here when this other bromide adds, we're going to add it either to this 2 position or to this 4 position. So the carbocation goes here on the 2 position, and the carbocation goes here on the 4 position. So when this other bromine adds, it's going to add to the 2 or the 4, which is why we call it a 1,2, 1,4 addition. Products don't really matter in this question specifically. What we care about are these two resonance structures of this intermediate.